Hi everyone, my name is Emerian Rich. I'm the author of Night's Nice. This giant poster that you see behind me is my book cover, and it is on sale right now at Amazon.com. I'm having a release party over at my tent today, and you can get a whole bunch of vampire freebies, and if you'd like to ask me any questions, I'll be there to answer them for you. Today we're here to talk about podcasting, and I'm going to let my other friends up here on the stage introduce themselves. Rhonda, why don't you go first?
Hi, I'm Rhonda R. Carpenter. I'm the author of The Mark of a Druid. My tent's kind of across the way from M's. Stop by and hang out. I'll be in and out all day today supporting M's. And I'm a podcaster. Yay.
Hi, my name's Arlene Radasky. I'm the author of The Fox. I have a tent just a little bit down from M's and Rhonda's, and I'd love to come or have you come by and talk to me. I'll stick around for a little while today. I also read the other night, so if you're here and were able to hear my book the other night, I'm really grateful for you being here. We also have another podcaster in the audience. Heather is standing up there over on the side.
Yes.
And I have a tent over by Rhonda and Arlene.
All right, so the first thing I think we should talk about is perhaps if any of you know what podcasting means. How many of you guys have listened to a podcast? Crickets. All right, we have some. Great. Well, a podcast is a show or a novel that is released serialized, and you will listen to it on your iPod. You can get it on iTunes, or you can listen to it through a non-Apple MP3 player by downloading it off of iTunes, or you can usually get it from any of our sites. The biggest site for podcast books right now is Podiobooks.com. We are all Podiobooks authors, and we love them. You can go there and get, what is it now, Rhonda? Over 300 books, 300 titles for free?
I think you got the last update from Evo Terra, the founder of Podiobooks.com, and I think we're at like 350, and the number is rising about 3 books a week.
Yes, and Podiobooks is great because they have all different kinds of genres. So, you know, if you're into fantasy, if you're into romance, if you're into nonfiction, if you're into maybe the classics, they have everything there. So go check them out, and you can listen to all 4 of our books. I'm counting Heather, who's in the audience, as one of us, because we're all there. We're all there to support each other, and they're great books. And what's cool about it is you can listen to a chapter or 2 and see if you like us, and if you don't, go on to the next book. So it's really, really user-friendly and really exciting to use.
It's so simple.
It is. It's very simple to download. Now, on iTunes, if you're a member of iTunes and you go in to look for Podiobooks.com, all of us are free. So even though iTunes does charge you to download songs and such, all of our podcasts are free on there. You can just click Get All Episodes, and you'll have listening for a few days, maybe even a month, depending on how often you listen to your iPod. Now, that tells you what, on the surface, a podcast is, but why podcast if you're an author? Well, we podcast, I can answer for myself. I have been a writer for a very long time, and seriously started getting into the publishing part of it about 5-10 years ago. And we all know that the publishing world is so hard to get into. I had a couple of bouts with publishers where they would accept my book, tell me to cut it down to 300 pages, and once I did that, they would put it against up for their board to vote on, and the marketers would say no, and they had to have a unanimous vote, and so then I've done all that hard work for nothing, and they're not going to publish me anyway. So I think that one of the biggest problems is that nowadays our writing is so cross-genre. Even though I do have a vampire novel, there are certain gods and such in it that make it a tad fantasy, and people just don't know where to market it. Oh, how do we market it? It doesn't go in the category. What are we gonna do? So I decided that I was going to podcast my novel, and that's where I started. Rhonda, what about you?
Well, I had somewhat of a similar experience. I shopped The Mark of a Druid as a trilogy series to lots of big houses. They all said the same thing. Love it, couldn't put it down. Oh my God, this is a great story. It needs to be edited. And by the way, we have no idea how to market this, so good luck. And I just kind of got fed up with the whole, I'm going in circles here, I'm spinning my wheels. I'm still not getting anybody listening to hearing my book or reading my book outside my family members. And of course, they're going to tell me they love it because they're my family members. And so I went to a conference with Arlene Radasky, the author of The Fox, and we heard this guy speak about Podiobooks.com, and we both left the conference saying, I'm going to do that right now. And Arlene jumped right on it. I went into self-publishing in print and then went to Podiobooks.com. It's a way to drive an audience, build a fan base, get that platform that all the publishers say you need. And it's a great way to get almost instantaneous feedback from your listeners.
Yeah, I feel the same way. When I started podcasting my novel, I was like, well, it's sitting in a box anyway. The publishers have, kind of jerked me around, and, no one's going to get published anyway these days, and, all those things that you tell yourself. So why am I hoarding it and not letting people listen to it? Why don't I go ahead and just podcast it? And when I started doing that, I started getting a lot of feedback and people who like it as much as I do. And, you start building a fan base, and those people are one of the biggest things that keeps me honest and keeps me working, because they'll be emailing me every day, when is the next book coming out? You better get on it. I want it. And it helps you also because it gives you some encouragement to go on, because somebody's waiting for it. Now, Arlene actually looks like she popped offline. Heather, do you have anything to add to that? How did you get into podcasting your novel?
Yeah, I think my story is just similar to you guys. I didn't start with publishers. I felt like Podiobooks was my first step